All right, so apparently I have missed out on the part where he addressed this whole thing. I think it was right after that game, Wardle. So I want to listen to what he has to say. I want to listen to his statement, and then after I listen to his statement, then I will give you guys my honest thoughts and opinions about the whole thing, and what I honestly think and what I honestly believe. So, without any further ado, let's listen to what he was saying. Okay.
For almost 4 years, champs, the public demanded to hear from the doc regarding the Twitch suspension. I guess since you all missed the point with my personal statement, maybe it's time to tell my side of the story. Huh, champs? You see, there was a lawsuit pending, and as part of that arbitration, all parties were not allowed to speak publicly about the case. I respected those rules. My lawsuit against Twitch was eventually resolved, as you all know. But even then, as part of the settlement, all parties were still prohibited from speaking publicly about the case or the settlement. However, if one side violated that confidentiality, then the other side could respond. And again, champs, again, I respected all the confidential obligations. But apparently Twitch's own disgruntled employees didn't feel the need to abide by those same obligations. Cody Connors, ex-Twitch employee, wasn't even involved, leaks Twitch's reported reason. Years later, Cody, why do this? What was the point? This was settled professionally. And you, knowing how black and white the internet is, you decided, you fucking rat, to leak the reported reason Twitch banned me in 2020. I mean, for what? Cody, why?
Well, you know what? Here's what I got to say about this. And I also did a video about Cody Connors. If Cody Connors has no receipts, if he has no proof or the evidence, Guybeam, DrDisrespect could easily sue him for defamation. And you know what? I would. That's how you send a message so that other people understand you can't do this kind of stuff. Defamation is a serious, serious case. It's serious because it's against the law. Defamation, it's against the law. So I think if I was Doc, I would have just easily if what Doc is saying is true, and that he just admitted that to piss off the journalists, because the user was of the legal age. The user was of legal age and has been checked by the law enforcement, and it's been settled. It was for other reasons, which he will acknowledge here, that Twitch had banned him. I think from what I'm hearing here, I think this was going on. Twitch had some issues with Doc for whatever reason. I don't know what those reasons are, but Twitch had an issue with Doc. Maybe they didn't like the fact that he was too muscular, that he was too alpha male, manly, that he had a big mouth on him and he didn't care, if he offended somebody or didn't offend somebody. I'm kind of the same way. And I think maybe Twitch didn't like that because the Twitch likes, something else. And I think Twitch ever since had a beef with Doc. And now all of these ex-employees like Cody Connors, they're coming out and they're making all these statements that he used the whispers to exchange some kind of sexual explicit messages without any receipts. Well, where are the receipts? It's always said, like, okay, you wanna accuse somebody of something. Well, evidence. I don't care what you think. It's not about what you think. It's about what you can prove. And if you have no receipts, if you have no evidence, dude, it's just you're wasting the oxygen. You're wasting the oxygen, air, energy. Because if you have no receipts, it doesn't mean anything. It's just hearsay. So, if what Doc is saying is true, then he could easily sue Cody Connors for defamation, and he should, just to send a message to let everybody know, like, hey, you shouldn't be doing this. This is against the law. Defamation, it's against the law, unless you have the receipts, unless you have the smoking gun, the proof. Be prepared for a defamation lawsuit, and that's what I would do. Now, if what Doc is saying is true, I don't know. If what he's saying is true, we don't know. See, that's the thing. That there's so many double-edged swords over here. But I trust Doc. He doesn't strike me as that kind of a person. If there was something that he was doing explicit, well, he would have been, he would have been exposed a long time ago. He wouldn't be able to run a YouTube channel for 4 years. He would have been exposed a long time ago. If that was the case, the law enforcement would have arrested him. They would have exposed him, and that would be it. He would be registered as a sex offender. If that was the case, but that was never the case. So there's something else going on here, and from what I'm hearing here, and you will hear it throughout this statement, it seems like that Twitch had some issues with him. For whatever reason, they just didn't like the fact that he got so successful on YouTube. After they banned him from the Twitch, they thought, okay, he's done, it's over, we got him. But then he came back on YouTube in 2020, and oh my goodness, bigger than ever, even bigger than Twitch. And I think there's some kind of beef there. They were just jealous, like a jealousy, some kind of jealousy. Oh my God. All the views now that YouTube is getting, and YouTube is becoming like this big streaming service now. We were supposed to be the biggest streaming service, and now the YouTube is the biggest streaming service. I think there was something of that nature going on from what I can understand here. This is what my implications. These are my implications as to what I'm seeing here. And I'm seeing that maybe that is the case here. Is it the case of jealousy, competition, like Twitch didn't like the fact that he moved to YouTube, and now you got Nick Merckx on YouTube, now you got Tim the Tat on YouTube, you got everybody's now on the YouTube, and I think they were just a little bit jealous that Doc got all of this attention, all of this publicity, right? And I think that's what I'm getting at here. So anyway, but let's continue listening to what he has to say.
Did you not know the repercussions from spewing lies about the two-time? Did you not know the repercussions of accusing me, Cody Connors? You see, you don't know shit, and it was obvious from your tweet. You didn't have any firsthand knowledge of my dispute with Twitch. You said that I got banned from Twitch because I was sexting a minor through Whisper's messages? Do you even know what the legal definition of sexting is? I do. And yeah, I used Twitch as Whispers, but trust me, I wasn't sexting anyone. You also said the word minor, Cody. I even made sure that word was emphasized in my statement, edited, etc., just to make sure these so-called journalists would pick up on it. And boy, oh boy, did they ever, champs. When you and all these so-called journalists, Cody, fired off your tweets, did any of you consider that the Twitch user may have been over the legal age of consent at the time of the messages? You didn't. Neither did any of these journalists, and neither did Twitch at the time of the ban. You also tried to tell the world that I was trying to meet up with this user at TwitchCon, but you're wrong. Let's set the record straight. I never intended to meet this user ever. We never made plans to meet at TwitchCon or anywhere else, and in fact, we never met in person ever. Your bullshit accusations gave false courage to other former Twitch employees to make shit up as well. I suspect all of you sort of planned and coordinated this attack. These big-time publications, these journalists, these various outlets are sort of just gossip channels now. Don't you think, champs? They act like they're just gossip channels now, without any real journalism and real research happening. They report on all this based on leaks from 2 former Twitch employees, one of whom was supposedly on the trust and safety team. If these anonymous sources worked on the trust and safety team at the time of my Twitch suspension in 2020, then you would hope they would tell the truth. But apparently that's just too much to ask. If these former trust and safety team members, and by the way, I know exactly who they are, actually had firsthand knowledge, then what they conveniently left out is, 1, Twitch's trust and safety team, the same employees that decided to ban me, internally admitted that the whisper messages were not sexting. And 2, Twitch's trust and safety team, the same employees that decided to ban me, internally acknowledged that the whispers did not constitute child sexual abuse material CSAM. I'll say it again. Neither I nor the Twitch user exchanged any sexual graphic messages or images. Cody Connors and these other anonymous sources are trying to paint a picture that I was exchanging sexually explicit messages and photos with this Twitch user. That never happened. I even used the word inappropriate, purposely. And look at how it was defined by everyone, champs. Huh? Including these defaming articles. I'm sorry, but mutual bantering with inappropriate jokes taken out of context should have never led to me getting banned from Twitch in the first place. I mean, how would each of you look if all of your private DMs, your text messages, your chats were looked at, dissected, and taken out of context by someone who's deliberately trying to find something inappropriate in those words? And this is not a situation where a victim publicly accuses someone of wrongdoing. That never happened here. We're talking about allegations that Twitch made against me as a half-baked reason for justifying their actions of suspending and shutting down my channel. Allegations that Twitch made without even a legal analysis of whether the whisper messages were legal. You see, I engage with my community. I engage with other streamers. And through Twitch Whispers, I communicate with Twitch users. Conversations that consisted of a variety of playing games and gaming politics, content creation, random stuff. This was the extent of my whispers with this Twitch user. On June 21st, 2020, my ex-Twitch partner manager learns that I exchanged whispers with the Twitch user. And I say ex-partner manager because for years, this guy didn't do anything for me, my community, or my channel. For years. I'm talking no front page love. You're talking about the face of the platform, right? Literally. The face of the platform. And I know Champions Club remembers this. We got zero front page love on the website. He was never on my channel. He didn't follow me on Twitter. He wouldn't even inform us about Twitch rival tournaments. We're talking about the 2-time Twitch rival tournament. Oh, I'm sorry.
So what I'm getting at here, what I'm hearing from Doc Guy Beam, is this seems to be some kind of a vendetta that Twitch has against him. This is exactly what I've been thinking, that he was being framed by Twitch, and Twitch was just looking for any reason to destroy him. Just like people look for any reason to destroy me, with all these bogus accusations and statements out there from who, from all these different various of individuals out there. And I have a feeling that that's what's happening here with Doc. You're getting all of these ex-Twitch employees going around making all this stuff up. This could be I don't know what Doc is going to do, but I have a feeling Doc might have a lawsuit against Twitch. And of course, the other parties like Cody Connors will be included in that as well. for the defamation. He can also put a lawsuit against the Twitch for not honoring the agreement. If he can prove that they didn't honor the agreement, and they couldn't keep the leash on their ex-employees for spitting out false statements. Now, about the statement and the tweet that he made, he said, when he said, "Oh, I admitted that there was a conversation between me and the minor," what he meant to say is that he was just joking about that. It was meant as a joke. Because the following he wrote after that, there was never any. It was a casual talk. There was nothing there. What he meant to say is that he was just joking about that. Now, some people will say, well, why would you want to joke about that? Why would you want to admit it and then re-edit the whole thing? So there's still a little bit there to be desired. There's still a little bit there, that people might say, well, I don't know, but why would you write that statement? Why even bother writing that statement? Why not just call out Cody Connors and tell Cody Connors, "Oh, man, I will sue you for defamation"? Keep an eye on the lawsuit, right? I think that would have been a better tweet if he did that. So, look, when it comes to these things, you have to remember, guys, everyone will say their own side of the story. Now, me personally, I like Doc, so of course I will always defend Doc because I like him. But the receipts are receipts. Without the receipts, it's just a hearsay, right? So without having any kind of first-hand proof knowledge of the receipts, if we can look at the receipts, if we can look at these messages, and if we can verify that the individual is of legal age, then that's it. Case closed. It's over. Right? So I think it'll be interesting to see how this develops, because it's all about the evidence, the receipts. You know what I mean? But I personally think that this all has to do with Twitch. I was never a huge fan of Twitch, to be honest with you. I don't like their business, like the way they run the business and all of that. There seems to be kind of like a double standards going on there. And clearly they had an issue with DrDisrespect. And ever since 2020, he went back to YouTube, and he became so big on YouTube, I think that the Twitch got even more jealous about that. Clearly, this is really Twitch versus Doc. Twitch had some kind of a beef with him, and they never liked him. And I think this is what this is about. This has nothing to do with any of this other stuff that people are thinking. Okay? So, but anyway, let's finish this. Let's see what his final statement, see what he has to say.
Would you want to play in it? We got zero support from this guy. And it was just so obvious that he carried a grudge against the two-time. So after we signed with Twitch in 2019, we asked for a new partner manager. And just a few months later, that ex-Twitch partner manager is directly involved with getting me banned. Coincidence? The Twitch user tells the ex-Twitch partner manager that they do not want to report anything to Twitch. I'll repeat that sentence one more time, just in case anybody missed that one. The Twitch user tells this ex-Twitch partner manager that they do not want to report anything to Twitch. But this ex-Twitch partner manager encourages the user and even directs them to file a report directly with Twitch, even though the user told him clearly that we never physically met anywhere and that no photographs were exchanged. On June 24th, 2020, Twitch's special operations team receives and reviews the user's report. They find no issues and determine that it did not warrant any further escalation to Twitch's law enforcement response team.
Which is the LER, Law Enforcement Response Team. And look, if the law enforcement couldn't find anything wrong there, if there was something wrong there, if there was a minor there, and there were some explicit messages, he would be in handcuffs. That's it. End of story. This is really, I don't know how much clearer can Doc be than what he just said. If there was such a thing going on that you guys in your head might think, if there was such a thing, well, that's it. He would be on the news. He would be in handcuffs, and that's it. Being processed in the county jail, getting ready to see the judge, set the date to see the judge, and that's it. But that never happened because there was no evidence of wrongdoing. So that right there should rest the case easy. Now, he made that Twitter statement because he said he wanted to see how people will react. Now, personally, I think that was a dumb idea to even entertain that, because you know how black and white internet is. I always said he should have never wrote that tweet. Like, it was a really dumb idea to even write that tweet. But you know how he is. He's off the chain. He's a loose cannon, and you know, he's off the cuff, right? Whatever comes out of his mouth comes out of his mouth. He speaks his mind and he jokes around and stuff like that. But I would have advised him never to write that tweet. But he, you know how he is. He's off the cuff. He's off the cuff, and he just says like I am, speaks his mind. So this seems to me, as what I've been saying all along, this is a Twitch, all about Twitch versus him. Twitch clearly had an issue with him. And this grudge, this is a Twitch's grudge that had against Doc, and clearly that's what I've been saying. If you watch my previous videos about this whole situation, I've been saying this really has to do with the Twitch having some sort of a grudge against the two-time. And they were so jealous and upset that he got such success on the YouTube, and they just couldn't stand the fact that he's being successful. So, but anyway, let's finish this final statement that he has to say.
That would have been the end. That should have been the end. But that partner manager, oh boy, did he had it out. He had it out for the two-time. He finds out that no further action will be taken, so what does he do? He personally escalates the report to a friend on the Twitch's LER team. The LER team, remember, that's the Twitch's law enforcement response team. He escalates the report to a friend on Twitch's LER team. So a day later, on June 25th, the LER analyst pulls the entirety of the whisper messages and begins discussing them with his director of the LER team. Mind you, this director is on vacation at that time and does not have access to their computer or work files. Let me just remind you, I went through a multi-year, big-time arbitration, okay? And, you discover a lot of stuff. Mind you, this director is on vacation at that time. The LER analyst cherry picks and sends a few targeted excerpts out of context from the whisper messages to this director. Now, if you do this, you can make anyone's messages look inappropriate, even when they aren't. Within less than 1 hour, this LER analyst and his director have made the decision to suspend me from Twitch. Twitch submits a report to NCMEC. You guys all read those little articles, huh? The NCMEC. Twitch submits that report. The National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. Guess what? As far as I know, and over 4 years have passed, they didn't do anything with the report. As far as I know, they didn't escalate Twitch's report to law enforcement. Mind you, the same people that made this decision admit internally that the messages did not constitute sexting. The same people that made this decision at Twitch admit internally that the messages did not warrant any child sexual abuse material charge. Twitch makes this decision to terminate my contract and ban me while admitted they did not perform any legal analysis of whether the messages exchanged were illegal in any way. Twitch makes this decision to terminate my contract and ban me while admitting that they never investigated the age of consent in the jurisdiction where the user's messages were sent and received. Twitch makes this decision to terminate my contract and ban me without ever interviewing me, the user, or any other third party, including the partner manager. It's fucking unbelievable!
Look, I'm just going to end it right here. It is unbelievable. But that shows you how corrupt the Twitch is. You know, this is really the Twitch thing. It all stinks from Twitch. Ex-employees from Twitch, like Cody Connors, and who knows what their relationship is with the CEO of the Twitch, right? This all just reeks of Twitch versus two-time versus Doc. This is really, the ball's in the Twitch's court right now. As far as I'm concerned, Doc has cleared his name. Now, if this Cody Connor has some receipts, okay, go ahead, bring it. If you got some proof, go ahead, bring it. If he did have proof, he would have put that proof there, but he doesn't have it. So the Twitch and Cody Connor's defamation, not honoring the agreement, I think Doc could win big time here if he takes this to the court, and I think he should. I would urge him to take this to the court and clear his name once and for all, and also paint this terrible picture of Twitch and the way the Twitch is operating their business. So I hope that he does that. I hope that he exposes the Twitch for what they are, that exposes everyone who works there at the Twitch for what they are, and clear his name, and then move on, doing what he does best, which is entertaining us and getting his sponsors back. Listen, I knew from the beginning that something was fishy here. That's why I never, bought into this whole allegations like some of you guys out there, jumping on board. That's why I was very cautious, because it's like, wait a minute. Something stinks here. Something doesn't add up here. 2 + 2, it's 4. 2 + 2, it's not 22. But people are trying to tell me that 2 + 2 is 22. So I knew that there was something fishy here. And I've been saying this. Why is this Cody Connors all of a sudden coming out in a spotlight? And then it's bribing people for the sales of the tickets for his band. Right? Grifting for the sales, the tickets of his band, right? His rock band that he has or whatever. And he says he will expose this. What has he exposed? Nothing. He brought no receipts, just making up some BS story that has no validation. Zero facts, zero validation. And then everybody jump on the board. All the journalists, without doing a proper research. Even the guy Hansen, even he's just after the money, right? He's kind of washed out. Yeah, he was successful in Catch a Predator, right? Because it worked back then. But now he's just trying to come back again, but it's not working out. I think he's washed out, and he was talking about Doc painting him that he's a predator and all this bullshit. So these so-called journalists, they're not even journalists. They're just, I don't know what they are. I don't even call them journalists, because they're not doing the real journalist work. A real journalist work requires you getting the facts and putting the facts together. It's a detective work. Facts only. Who, what, when, and where. Who, what, when, and where. Facts. So all we've been hearing in the past, 3 months, it's been just a hearsay. Hearsay from all these sources that really haven't brought anything that would really bring some kind of a receipt, proof to, to acknowledge these allegations. There was nothing there. And I'm so glad that Doc is back. I'm so glad that he's now bigger and better than ever. This is just the bad news for Twitch right now. honestly. And it's also very bad news. And I said it for Cody Connors. This is really bad news. Doc will not forget about this. You definitely watch out for that lawsuit. The lawsuit is coming, Cody Connors. You better believe it. You better believe it, man. For defamation. And of course, Twitch. Right now, Twitch is getting exposed big time. Now people are going to start asking questions about Twitch. Interesting. Well, now we spilled some beans over here. And I'm sure we'll hear more from Doc about this. So anyway, I know the video is 30 minutes, but because there's so much he had to say, and then of course there's so much I have to say about the whole statement that he made. Look, man, I always liked Doc. I always appreciated him. Like, he inspired me to do this live streaming thing. He has this unmatched energy and entertainment. If you look at his live streams, man, I mean, come on. There's no one like him. There's nobody like him. If there was, there would be, but there ain't. The energy that he brings, the way he puts on the show, on these live streams, there's a certain style and his persona and a character. There's no one like him. And looking at today's live stream, I mean, 118,000 people showed up. Thousands of dollars of donations, man. Thousands, and God knows how many donations. By now, it's almost like what, 5:35 p.m. God knows how many donations he's got right now. Probably like $20,000 in donations in just less than 3.5 hours. 4 hours. So he is, bigger and better than ever. I think this kind of helped him. Yes, it's inconvenient. That it sucked. It sucks that the one has to go through this crap. It sucks that he had to go through all this crap. But you know what? This will help him. This will make him bigger and better. And I think he won. He won. And all you guys out there, Nick Merckx and Tim the Tat, they're not his friends. And I hope that he never gets back together with them. They're not your friends. All right. A true friends will always stick with you. They're not gonna throw you under the bus. But imagine how Tim the Tat and Nick Merckx must be feeling right now. Yeah, Nick, I wonder what you have to say about this, huh? And I know what Nick's gonna say. Well, I didn't know at the time. Well, if you didn't know, maybe you shouldn't say anything, Nick. Maybe you should have just said, hey, he's my friend. That's all I can say. I'm here to support him. But what did you guys do? No, you threw him under the bus. You and Tim and Ninja. I'm not surprised by Ninja and Shroud. I don't know about the Zealander. I'm not sure what his stance is, but look, I'm glad that he's back. He clearly has won here. He has won the audience. I mean, 118,000 people watching. God knows how many donations. Like I said, does that look to you like someone who's done, who's canceled? I don't think so. I told you he will be back, and I told you there's something fishy here. I trust my instinct, man. I always go by my instinct. I don't go by what the people are saying with their knee-jerk reactions. Their knee-jerk reactions without having any kind of evidence of anything. So I usually go by, not usually all the time, I go by my instinct. I follow what my instinct tells me, and I follow through on that. Not by what some people who are irrelevant. See, I talked about people being irrelevant. Like, I could care less what people say about me who are irrelevant. Because you don't know me. Therefore, you are irrelevant. And I said this on that video. That's why I made that video. People who don't know me, people who talk about me, they are irrelevant because they don't know me. So whatever comes out of their mouth and whatever they type on the keyboard, it's irrelevant. Same thing goes for Doc. People who talk about Doc and they don't know anything about him and what has happened, they are irrelevant because they have nothing to back it up. They have no evidence. They have no proof. They have no receipts. If Cody Connors had the proof and the receipt, well, then why did you put it, Cody? What are you waiting for? Here we are, September. Why didn't you put the transcript? Where is the transcript? What are you waiting for? Right? If you had some, if you have this smoking gun, if you have this hardcore evidence, well, Cody, why didn't you put it? Why didn't you put it out there for everybody to see? But you don't. So anyway, Doc has won, and I'm happy for him. I'm glad he's back. So welcome back, Doc. Good to see you.